All right, it looks like our audio is live, our video is live. So I will call to order this regular meeting of the Monroe County Solid Waste Management District Citizens Advisory Committee. The third Thursday of April, it is the 20th, and we are at 5:31 p.m. Will the vice chair please call roll?
Yes. Joe Winnia.
Here.
John Arnold.
Present.
Brian Conway. Brian Edwards here. Bill Boynes.
Here.
Bradley Lucas.
Here.
And Paul White.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we have a forum. I am going to show agenda. So today's agenda was distributed by email and uploaded to Dropbox on Monday, the 17th this week. Are there any objections to adopting the agenda as distributed and shown? All right, seeing none, that is adopted.
Which meeting was this?
Saturday, April regular meeting.
We're not, oh, I see what you're talking about, you're adopting the minutes for the last page.
So that's for the agenda. So we've adopted the agenda so that we can actually
Agenda.
start with, the first order of business is approving the meeting minutes. So we will start with the February 16th CAC regular meeting. That was also included in the packet that was distributed on Monday. Are there any corrections to those minutes as distributed? All right, seeing none, I do have one correction that I would like to propose. It is under the approval of the meeting minutes. There is a line that can be struck. I can show it on the screen share for reference. Change didn't show up in what was distributed. Comments here. And it's this line that says the following corrections were put forward. That was a copy paste carryover that is not necessary. It can be struck. Correction. So if there are no further corrections, those minutes will be approved as corrected.
And what was it again?
So this is the February 16th regular meeting minutes. CAC regular meeting, sorry. So then the next minutes are the also February 16th Board of Director attempted joint meeting, which didn't have a board forum. So it still remained the CAC meeting. So we still have minutes for it. Those were also included in the packet. They have more significant. Well, I guess first, are there any corrections to those minutes as they were distributed? Okay, seeing none, I did make markups that were included in the meeting minutes that were distributed. Don't think I need to enunciate them all, but just added time and date to the intro, and then CAC roles, attendance list, and then clarified the roles of the board members that were present as board members, not as their other appointed positions. So are there any objections to those corrections? All right, seeing none, the joint meeting minutes from the, I guess not attempted joint meeting minutes from February 16th are also approved. That will cover us for minutes. That will bring us to reports, starting with the district, if you would, John.
In a couple months, hasn't it?
It has.
I guess first, just an update on Kayla, our waste reduction specialist. I'm sure that's something that you guys are all interested in. And she's diligently working to develop a program that she can take out into the business community. She's actually made some contacts with 2 or 3 other communities, 2 out on the West Coast, but 1 in Illinois, Champaign, Urbana area, I forget which, but that have a very similar program. So we think we need to do. So she's connected with them, and trying to get them to gather information from them. We're hopeful we can go visit Urbana, Illinois, and actually see some of the stuff that they're doing. But but she's working hard and really trying to get something together that will be productive to take out and hopefully be able to make a difference for some of the local businesses, their waste generation, and hopefully save them some money by reducing things. And I have, we're currently finalizing negotiations with Rumpke on post fee agreement. We hope to have agreed upon draft we can take to our board at their May meeting. I assume May 16th is still the targeted opening date.
Still a target, yeah.
We certainly hope to have, they'll have that executed prior to that. Rumpke officials have indicated that if for some reason it is not, that they are willing to have the effective date retroactive to the opening date of the facility. So we're doing what I like. It'd be nice just to have it all done before we get the facility opens. I'm trying to think. There's a couple of legislative items that we're following. I think the big one that affects the most bodies, most people, there is legislation that has passed both chambers. No reason for the governor wouldn't sign it. That has to do with recording and archiving public meetings of governing bodies. The way that I interpret the current language in the law, CAC would not be impacted by that because it would only affect meetings that occur in the same room that the commissioners and or the county council meet. I think that had something to do with some areas not being set up for recording capabilities except in those rooms. So at any rate, that would not impact this body, but I would note for the record that it really wouldn't matter because your 99% of your meetings are recorded by CATS and they're archived by CATS, so you're already fine with it. Let's see. From that, we are plugging away. Getting ready to start next year's budget cycle. Hey, Rob. It's always fun to do a third of the way through the year, but that's our time frame. That's kind of where we're at. If I missed anything or anybody has any question. Additional information.
Thank you, Tom.
Do we still have a stockpile of the bags that we were given out at the county fair?
Yes. We have we still have plenty of those bags. If anybody has an event or reason that they would like some to distribute, we can certainly make those available.
I still happen to hand some out every now and again.
We can certainly make those available.
Other questions? John? Oh, please.
It's not related. The plant that caught fire in Richmond.
Yes.
The news reports in plastics that were being burned and so on. Will that affect our recycling of plastics?
Yeah, not to my knowledge. No indicate. Is everybody aware of what he's talking about? But yeah, the fire that happened in Richmond actually was an inactive facility. It was a plastics recycling facility, and I don't know all the specifics details, but when they came in when the market was hot, market dried up, and in essence they walked away. Abandoned the facility is my understanding. Tons of material. And we talked about this in an association board. And my take on it is that this is, to me, this is an example of you can use whatever terms you want, wheels of government turn slow, too much red tape. And this facility has been in enforcement for upwards of 3 years. for the state on some environmental compliance issues, with local government on tax issues. So it's been sitting there as a hazard for over 2 years. And best guess that I've heard so far, they think homeless people were sleeping there, taking shelter there. Putting a cigarette butt, let a match.
I was kind of curious, because what I heard on the news reports was that it got started in a trailer.
Yes, that's my idea, and it's in a semi-trailer. It spread quickly to the. But it was an inactive facility, and so, nobody was currently sending materials there. There obviously materials weren't out there, and it shouldn't really have any impact on the local plastics recycling market.
Good explanation. Side questions? All right, time for the update. That will bring us to update from the chair. I don't have anything, or sorry, report from the chair. I don't have anything to report. I have one thing to pre-port. I forgot to bring the signature page to our last meeting and we approved our amendment to our bylaws. So I have that with me now, so we can sign it between this meeting and the joint meeting. So that will be a report later. Make sure that everybody was aware.
Just make sure you were attendant and made that vote.
Right, yes, I was going to check that too between the meetings to make sure that those two signed were present and voted. That was all. Any questions about that?
Is there a date for our signature on there?
Negative.
The resolution documents will state what date.
All right, so that finishes up reports from the district and chair. I did add reports of special committees, just to note that we had a check-in on the rebranding process in January, February. We talked about the proposals that I received. District has gone forward with Lambert Consulting, and the rebranding process is now underway. A preliminary exchanges about proposed names and slogans, and that's the extent of my knowledge. As it develops, I'm trying to add anything if you have anything to do.
At this point, we're hopeful here in the next week or so, we'll get some draft logos, generation, which, to the extent that we can via email or whatever, we'll obviously share those with CAC and.
So we are officially then moving away from the Go Green District.
At this time, assuming that we can.
At this time,
That we
yeah.
can, that we can come to agreement on a new brand, it's not a done deal yet,
Right.
but we are moving in that direction.
I kind of like that.
We've had that for a while and, we're waste reduction specialists and stuff, we're trying to go, not trying to, forget that part of it, we're trying to expand. And so we're wanting to try to find something that's a little more descriptive or encompassing of everything that we're trying.
Any questions on that? Thank you for the update, Tom. That was it for reports of special committees. We have no special orders. That brings us right on to unfinished business and general orders. There are a couple of things carried over that were mentioned in our, I think, January and February meetings that never really got discussed. Just wanted to make sure that they were provided opportunities. First of which is Adopt a Road cleanup. Historically, the CAC has done one every year, normally around the spring. Paul, I believe you were the one who mentioned it at the February meeting. So I will just open up the floor to see what thoughts and potential planning ideas are.
I wasn't part of it last year, so what does it typically look like? I mean,
We
hours.
we start down at Kroger's. And we walk all the way to
It's not quite Aurora Road.
well, that's start is Roar Road. Go down almost to Fairfax, not quite to Fairfax. And down back, we usually kind of hit one side going down, the other side coming back. I suppose it had taken us about 2 hours to do it in the past. Driving down there the other day, I was looking at, so well, it looks like we're gonna have to do something up here again pretty soon, so.
Is that something where it's just members or? can the whole thing-
Anybody. We sign a waiver.
If you're gonna bring children, they have to be at least 12. For liability reasons, and let, so make, if you plan to do that, and that's fine. Just somehow make sure that Mary Beth of the district who sets it up knows that there is a separate waiver for minors that a parent or guardian has.
So it takes about a couple hours, I guess.
I did it last year with Brandy. And
Yes, you did.
it didn't get that much done because I had to leave for another volunteer event and there was just the two of us and, you know. We didn't want to.
It varies a lot as a function of how many people are.
Yeah, so
Last year was the
if we
first
can-
time I missed.
Put it up on the map up on the screen as well, so this is South Olympia 37, starting at Monroe Road, where the road is here, south to just before Fairfax to.
Not where the old PTS electronics.
Yeah, something like that.
It officially goes down to, it won't show me the street name. I don't- This is this street. Sorry, it's not very
I
clear.
can't think of the name of it. Yeah,
I didn't know it had a name.
Good. Oh, maybe it doesn't, okay, maybe that's why it's not showing a name, it also counts as, so it's a cul-de-sac of South Olympia 37. Oh, yeah, okay. That's where South Olympia.
And
Please.
well, since we're, just for the CAC members and for anybody that happens to be watching, how important and appreciated the doctoral program is and the participants, the organizations that participate are. There are sections of road in the county that for safety reasons we can't include in the program. Our staff winds up having to deal with it. So, our staff over the course of a few weeks just completed about a 1.3 mile stretch of Rockport Road. And 43 man hours. Over half a ton of waste.
Wow.
But when the roads aren't attended to, we don't have, groups like this going on, or it's hard for, we have to send multiple staff members to do that. It's not safe to not have people there with signs and flags and try to control the traffic. And so we have 1.3 miles from Country Club to Bullerton Pike, 43 man hours, 1,480 pounds of litter, one tire and 14 needles. So that's, those are the types of things that our staff runs into on roads. We can't include in the program or that aren't adopted. We really do. It's an important and valuable program to us. We certainly appreciate everybody, all the organizations, volunteers who participate.
I think 1 year on the hours of credit. I think I picked up 8.
Now, along those lines, there was certainly no expectation. We actually discouraged doctoral participants from handling them. If you have, at one point in time, I don't know how that's very bad, but we had the little utility line marker flag. If they still have those that are in the boxes, or if you have a way, just identify where it is. And after the cleanup, let Annie or Mary Beth, let our staff know that you found them, about where they are, and we'll make sure they get collected safe.
Sure. Should we coordinate with Mr. Paulson to make sure that we're not working the same stretch of road?
So this particular stretch is adopted already by the Citizen Advisory Committee.
Okay,
So it's ours to maintain essentially. It's designated.
Yeah, if we have sections of road that are adopted by a group and we get a call about that are on that road, we call the group. So,
We've had that road quite a while.
yeah,
Long time.
All the time I've been on it. I've been on the CAC for.
I think it's probably 12 to 15 years. He's had that stretch of road.
Maybe more specifically to answer your question, I believe it is Mary Beth who coordinates the adoptive road program, is that correct?
Yeah, she is in these.
Yeah, so essentially, once we do go through the process of cleaning it up, whoever decides to coordinate it will do so with Mary Beth, and this is pull up the page of the website as well. And the adoptive road program.
Yeah. And if we'll go, after the cleanup's done, we'll go get the bags collected, get recyclables, trash and stuff.
So
Yeah, we generally bring the bags down by Kroger's.
so it's really just a matter of everything's in place to do it, just a matter of someone taking the lead and doing it. Will note that items have capacity to. So I will be leading this charge. I will potentially be able to attend, but won't be able to do any coordination. If it is to be done, someone will need to do that.
I moved to organize and help people help us find times to get the program going. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It is.
Yes.
I will be available May 6th, 20th, or 27th.
And I'll send an email out, kind of going off of how we pick dates for this, like the joint meetings, just the same sort of process. I'll get that out this week.
It's helpful. I can forward to you previous email exchanges. You can see what
I think I have some on file.
oh, okay. That's great. Yeah, you do that.
At this time,
Thank you.
I haven't ever the opportunity for it. Sounds good.
Are there any other thoughts or comments about the road program or disease involvement? All right. That is our first general order. Our second was about the county fair, which I believe Paul you also brought up, and we'll turn that one over to you if you had anything that you wanted to cover.
From our discussion in the almost joint meeting. I think what their thoughts were, I think was more what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking that we should have a one-year plan that we submit every year. I was thinking we have our 5-year plan. It's due from here and it goes through here 5 years later.
If I may interject quickly.
Yes.
This remark was about the county fair in particular.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
The 5-year plan is point out.
can't stop. I'm sorry. I don't stop.
Just a moment.
Yeah, county fair. I was just curious whether we had bags or distribution. Cause we have events, some events that I go to. Nobody here probably would be there, but it might be something that, hey, you know, we have these bags from the solid waste district. Because we believe that we need to help keep our earth in good shape, not only for us and our grandparents, for our children, but because we need to keep the earth in good shape. You know, and hand bags out. That was why I was wondering whether we had a stockpile of them yet. That we can use for whatever events, whether it's county fair or anything. And I'm hoping that at the county fair this year, that we do we still have enough people who will volunteer their time at the fair to, let people know what's going on with the CAC, and might even be a good place to advertise for people that are interested in being at the CAC. Stuff.
We have a flyer about the CAC every year at the fair.
It's a good way to get involved in things that go on in the county.
So just to double check.
Yeah.
I know the district has a table at the fair. Has historically the CAC ever had a table at the fair? Okay. And has the CAC participated, like sat at the district table, CAC members?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Are your thoughts along either of those lines? Are you imagining the CAC having a table or? Just being
Not of its own, no, because the CAC is part of the solid waste district.
Right.
We're the citizens advisory part of the solid waste district. So to me, it's like Sunday school and church.
Last year at the fair, we, I guess, joined forces with the Soil and Water Conservation
Yes.
District and
Yes.
Stormwater Department, which allowed us to have a much larger booth. Granted, it was shared with two other organizations, but it had much more space and allowed us to have more things and do some more things. Have not talked with either of those entities yet this year, but after the fair last year, we all pleased with how it all went and worked, and there was interest in doing that again. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think if I recall, I think Martha, Soil and Water, even brought up, maybe getting the next size up. I've got a 10 by 30 booth, do it 10 by 40 or a 20 by 20 in the center of the building. We'll see. Well, it's that time of year. I haven't seen anything from the fair yet on commercial building reservations, but it's about the time they send those out. So we get that going, we'll see where that goes. And if we have a big enough area, even if there's another organization or two involved, interest from CAC and having your own.
Well, I don't know how many bags that is, but that's about how many I gave out at the booth that I was in. How's that for not being?
Well, irregardless of what organization or association booths have, I mean, if you guys are gonna be out there working a different booth and you want some of those bags to hand in that, I don't know.
I think it's good that the citizens can see that it's not just a couple of people trying to do something, especially to get spread around.
Pollution is good booth.
Yeah. Polluters are us.
Quick correlated question off the top of your head, do you know when the fair is or?
It's usually around somewhere during the week of July 4th. Or the week after. I haven't seen a date yet.
I haven't seen a firm date, but I'm gonna guess July 1st through the 8th. With the 4th being that Tuesday.
That helps a lot just to kind of anchor the.
But as soon as I can. First through the 9th.
First of the night.
It already said they got to post it on their website. It's on the visit.
Okay.
Thank you for being sharp on the research.
I know I'm not gonna be there on the 9th. I'm gonna be in Terre Haute for Special Olympics.
Yeah, no, and historically, for the commercial building. They usually start shutting that down on Saturday the 8th. Even though there may be fair activities going on Sunday the 9th. My recollection is that the commercial building will not be.
Sunday is not the 9th. Sunday is. Monday is the 11th.
Am I in the wrong month?
I see 29th.
Oh, getting there. I get it caught again, yes.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the CC involvement in the fairs?
Once we get the booth stuff all, figured out and get, paid for and everything, then we'll start scrambling for volunteers to staff the booth, whatever night people are available.
Or to scrambled outreach for getting support. Right. There are no other comments. We can go ahead and go on to the next item, the last item of our general orders, which is the 5-year management plan. We can pick up anywhere.
We pick up anywhere.
It was really just because I want to have an opportunity to discuss it again. It's been 2 months since we talked about it. We kind of have talked about it with the board. Just want to have an opportunity to discuss anything else anew before we meet with the board. If anybody had any new thoughts or wanted to focus on anything else about it in particular, it's just this case. So,
Well, I guess to recap what I was trying to say, when I made this proposal, I was thinking, okay, 5-year plan. In the 5-year plan, okay, here's year 1. We look at it and our goals in year 1 was this, and this. And if we accomplish those, then we can mark those as accomplished. And then we can add a year 6 to it to look down the road to see, okay, let's keep it in a 5-year, just we got this done. What do we want to add? Do we want to add this for next year, or do we want to add something down the road a little further? Just kind of to help us in our pre-planning process of the 5-year plan, just kind of a recap on our progress or our non-progress on what we're doing. And I was not suggesting that this be something that we submit to the state every year. Just something that would help us in our goals, whether we make our goals or whether we don't for whatever. I mean, there could be something in year 4 that we would got done this year. And okay, that's eliminated. So what do we want to put in its place? That was more of what I was looking at when I suggested the rolling plan. It's rolling only in-house with us, not what we're submitting to the state. Then when it comes time to submit to the state, we got our plan 90% done. That was my entire thought. It's taken 2 months for me to clarify what I was trying to say.
well, good. It seemed like from the joint meeting, well, the attempted joint meeting. The board members who were present and the kind of conclusion was that, not to go through the process of submitting. a new plan,
No, that's asinine.
But just to, track it internally.
Yeah.
I thought that sounded good. Probably
So,
easier.
so for any of the board members that might have misunderstood what I was trying to say, I apologize.
Well, we'll have the opportunity soon to ideally meet with a forum of them. And we can.
I've been misunderstood at least one other time in my life.
Good track. Any other thoughts on the management plan in a general way to discuss or considerations, new ideas? Okay. Probably propose some more of my thoughts and questions for a bit of a more joint portion of. Get their input on it. We already agreed to discuss it further.
One thing I will say, I do like your idea, Paul, because it helps, right, provide a little bit more of framework for prioritizing.
Yes.
Here, there are a number of goals in here, but not necessarily we're gonna tackle this first.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, if we could have things going on that, we foresee doing this there, this here, and this here. But this thing that we was gonna do in 5 years, all of a sudden becomes immediately, we gotta do this now. So we do it now.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a good management way of managing it.
Yeah.
Actually, like incorporating strategic planning
Mhm.
into the meeting.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
so we don't just necessarily review the plan and what was or was not done, but actually kind of, yeah, have that sort of vision and plan. Scope it out for like that.
I mean, who can predict a water main break?
I think it will probably also be helpful to have the additional capacity of the production specialists.
Yes.
I know Val might not be very available because she's creating, onboarding, orienting and structuring this. whole. But as perhaps it starting next year. All right, other thoughts on the management plan for the CAC discussion prior to the joint discussion? All right. That concludes our last unfinished business and general orders. There were no requests for new business. I will present the opportunity if anybody had any new business they wanted to discuss at this meeting. All right. Seeing none, that will bring us to public comment. There are no members of the public present in the room. So that is concluded too. And that, if there is no objection, this meeting will be adjourned. And seeing none, we are adjourned. Just a reminder that we'll be sticking around for a 6:30 meeting, joint meeting with the board of directors. That'll be in 20 minutes. We have plenty of time to sign our resolution. And
I would just note too that the joint meeting is on a different Zoom feed
yes,
that is available on the county website calendar, on the agenda page in the board packet, in the district public document archive, and I believe on the calendar on the district website.
perfect. Thank you, Don. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.